Alright, we're gonna do a Civ tier list. The date is the 28th of April in which we're recording this. And there's been like a lot of changes. I think the biggest one's obviously the Manganese nerfs. I think that's the one that's shaken up. It's had a really big impact on the meta. Some people love it, some people don't love it. I think overall people prefer mangoes to be underpowered than overpowered. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at all through the civs, and we're gonna start off with English. I'm gonna put them in S tier. I think English is a top tier civ right now. I think like they had a lot of buffs. Well, when I say a lot of buffs, they got an extra 50 wood, decreased men at arms training time, which were nice. But I think the biggest thing that made them like a good civ was the Manganese nerf. Like longbows, like a really good unit now. And now like in Castle, they don't just die to like Mongols and Abbasid because they build siege on the field and you like struggle to keep up with that and then just die. So they can afford to get away with more like farm greed and stuff like that now. I feel like they're a lot more flexible now that mangoes have been nerfed as well. So we're putting them in S tier. I think like they're the best late game civ. Like alongside China, I think English is the best late game civ right now. Just because like the cracked food eco, they get gold from their farms as well. Longbows are insane network of citadels in combination with longbows, hand cannons. Like they're just really fucking good. So should we just go down from S to what we think's the worst? No, we'll just go along this way. Next we're gonna go with Abbasid. To be honest, I haven't played a ton of Abbasid, but when I have, they just haven't felt that good. I want to put them in either B or C. I don't know, we can maybe change this around, but I might go with C tier for now. Maybe I won't put anything in D, maybe I'll just move everything up to like this. So we're gonna put Abbasid C tier. I think like the biggest strength with Abbasid in the previous patch was the building the siege on the field. So not only was the building the siege on the field nerf, so like it takes longer to build it, mangonels are also like really bad now, or like a lot more situational. Like you need 5 mangonels to be effective in any given fight. And not only did they get nerfed with that, they also had the camels nerf. So when they the recent patch, or the patch 2 patches ago I should say, they buffed camels and they were like really strong, and Abbasid was considered like S tier, A tier. Camels got nerfed a little bit off the back of that because they were really friggin' strong. But now camel archers are kind of really trash in Age 2 now. They have less health. They don't 3-shot spears anymore, which was like their main purpose before. So like the camel archer and horseman is not as good because the camel archers can't just quickly kill the pikes for the horseman to then jump on any archers. The berries were nerfed as well, so now they don't have like infinite food source in their base when they go for like a double TC boom. So double TC boom is easier to punish. They have to go out and map to get deers and whatnot, or build early farms, which is something you never really want to be doing. So for all those reasons, we're putting them in C tier. Camel riders are good. I should say they're very usable now. But that's not like, they're not like crazy good units to like move them up a tier or anything like that. Next we're gonna go with China. China, I'm really like conflicted with. I feel like they have the potential to be S tier, but at the same time they're like really hard. So I like personally, like when I use them, they don't feel S tier, but like I think they're a good civ right now. Like Nest of Bees are still pretty good. I'm gonna put them in A tier. I think in the right hands they're really good. They're not like, this is like taking into consideration like I don't know, if you wanted to like do this tier list based on like Arabia, I think like you would have them in like B or C tier. but I think like overall, like on Altai they're really good. Hill and Dale they're pretty good as well. And Nesta Bs are really good now, but mainly because mangoes aren't so strong. Um, Chinese Imperial, yeah, is really strong. Their bombards are crazy, and if you ever let them get to grenadiers and they're able to spam them, you're pretty much dead. The keeps are really strong, so like something that's really popular now in the current meta is dropping keeps in your opponent's face. Makes it really hard for them to deal with, and like Chinese keeps are just like insanely strong. Like they're so hard to stop. They got really good boom potential. They actually like a Zug Pike Rush or something like that is also very viable in certain matchups. So like it's not like you can't play Age 2 with them as well. And with the IO being able to buff up buildings, you can pump out units pretty fast as well. So I'm gonna put them in A. We may move this back around based on what we see others ranked at right now. But next we're gonna move to Delhi. Honestly, I haven't played much Delhi on the new patch. Haven't played much against them. I think they're a pretty solid civ right now. They're not like I wouldn't. I'm gonna put them in A tier as well. A tier. Yeah, we'll go with A tier. Like they're not a top civ anymore in my opinion. Um, they like the main thing that like makes them quite strong right now is like the elephants. There's not really much to counter them. If you ever let Delhi get to a stage where they're creating like 3 or 4 elephants and you don't have like huge amount of units to deal with that, then it's pretty hard to stop. I think like with they don't have herbal medicine in Age 2 anymore, which is obviously a really good thing for the game. And the berries making them actually have to go out on the map to get food source. Like if you have an extended Age 2 is really good. They can't just like sit in their base or have berries close by, get up to castle and then like spam out elephants. So I'm gonna put them in A tier. And on like the maps in the current ranked map pool, I would probably have to put like Delhi maybe above China here because of like Lipany, they're better, Dry Arabia, they're better. They're also really good on Hillendale as well. Still very good on Hillendale. Yeah, the only thing that like stops elephants really, or when I say stop, I mean counters elephants, is bombards, and obviously you have to be an Imperial. Delhi never wants to be Imperial. I also wouldn't put Delhi in S tier because of how shit their Imperial is. Like, if you get to Imperial as Delhi, like you also have to wait another like 10 minutes to actually get the text, which make it relevant. Obviously they get access to things like bombards and hand cannoneers, but everything else they just have to like wait for so long. 3 techs in Age 2 make them a really solid civ as well, having really good single TC eco. Nonetheless, move on to French. I'm gonna put French S tier. I think they're really good right now. I think, and like something that's become really popular with French is the double TC build. I think it's really strong. Like it does have some weak points, and maybe people will figure out how to beat it. But right now, like a lot of people are climbing a lot with the double TC French build. It's really hard to punish, mainly because their knights are so strong in Age 2. Like, if you get up to Age 3, they don't necessarily have to follow you up. Thank you. They don't necessarily have to follow you up to Castle Age. They can stay in Age 2 because they've got their French knights that are actually quite strong. So yeah, I'll put them in S tier as well for that reason. Their late game is not as good as some other civs, but I think like other aspects, like with the cheap attacks, faster build creation, all of those added bonuses. Like if you don't do something to French, they just get ahead by just like, I don't know, their hidden civ bonuses. So that's why I'm putting them in S tier now. Also, they're not vulnerable. Like one thing, like when it was a Abbasid versus French matchup, if they wanted to do something greedy and Abbasid got up to Castle Age, or if they weren't able to punish Abbasid and they got up to Castle Age, they could go like mass spear and or crossbow as well, and just like do mangoes as well to punish them while they're in Age 2. But now that's not really a thing anymore. So yeah, that's why I'm putting him in S tier. HRE. So if we're talking about HRE, oh no, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. If we're thinking like HRE, how they've been played in the past civs, past patches, I would put them in like D tier. But I don't know. There's new strategies emerging with them. I think they're still like pretty solid on Mongolian Heights, but in terms of like open maps and things like that, they're pretty much not very playable. Like there is a build that's going around, the double TC Burgrave build, and people are experimenting with multiple TCs with HRE and maybe like putting less of a priority on the relics as what they were in the past. And I've been seeing like people have success with that, and I think it has potential. So like maybe we'll see the HRE go up in the coming weeks when people experiment a bit more. Because when you think about it, when it comes to HRE as like civ development and like meta development for HRE, it hasn't changed a single bit because regnets was so strong in the past. So everyone would just play the same way, right? Get all your relics, go up to Imperial. No one really explored many other avenues with them. Hut from Australia, he did experiment with the double TC Burgrave build before they buffed the Burgrave. But other than that, I haven't really seen any different kind of play out of HRE. Next we'll go with Rus. Maybe I get rid of B tier because I feel like maybe I'll just do this. Rus, I'm putting in A tier. I think they're a solid civ right now. I think they have like potential for Age 2 play. The Muslim has been, as many people have been seeing in tournament games, has been like doing really well with the Fast Castle Horse Archer build. Salami, mate. Rus has age 4, you little motherfucker. Yeah, well, Rus don't have elephants in age 3 though, so that's something else. Uh, there's also like builds like multiple TC with Rus is very viable as well. I think they're like reasonably flexible right now. The boar meta, they've been thriving with the boar meta. They have really good age 2 pressure to punish like Abbasid double TC, for example. And for those reasons, like I'm gonna put them in A tier. I think they're a solid civ all round. Mongols. I'm gonna go like maybe like I don't know. They're interchangeable. I don't really know. Mongols. I want to say like low S tier, right? Like I think English and French are better right now than Mongols, but I would still put them in S tier. I still think they're really strong civ. I think like they have certain matchups which maybe they struggle against now. Like for example, they struggle against English, and French gives them a pretty hard time as well. But when it comes to like the other civs, they poop on HRE and Abbasid. They do quite well against Delhi. I'm not sure about China as well. But I think overall they're probably S tier. I would keep them in, but like on the lower side of things. Like they still have the benefits of like they have so many different little benefits that added up. Like people just thought they were like the one trick like go castle make siege win, but they have so many other things that are going for them that people like don't recognize as much. And I think like that's why they've kind of consistently been staying up the top. It's not like one thing that makes them really OP. It's like a bunch of different things. But yeah, I would put them at the top here with just behind French and English. It's funny how we've come like full circle, like I mean full circle is in like English has never been in S tier, but it's cool to see like we're seeing some like movement around here. Full HRE I don't think has ever been S tier though. I think they've always been on like middle to low tier. Maybe in the early stages, like on the betas and stuff, they were like considered A tier or whatever, when everyone was like, Man at Arms OP, you can't beat them. But poor little HRE. Would I change anything with this tier list? No, I think this is right. I think like these two, like these civs are very dominant, but these are also very playable. Abbasid's playable, not that great. You're also giving yourself a bit of a handicap, I feel. Like, I have been seeing Neptune grinding out Abbasid, and he's beaten me a few times on ladder with it. He does a pretty good Abbasid, gameplay, but I still can't justify putting them higher than B at the moment. But that's the tier list, guys. Hopefully you found this helpful. What do you guys actually think in Twitch chat? I'm curious. Let me... Dude, I'm such a pleb, dude. I'm a friggin' one monitor gamer. Let me, England A, says Dinky. No way. You really think so? You don't think they're S tier? Not sure about China being A tier? You would put Delhi on the same level as Abbasid. No, I don't know about that one. Oh yeah, I was just flipping those between. Like, I think these are pretty interchangeable. English maybe has a slight edge, I'm not sure. But I think like those are the top two right now. Dude, camel riders plus archers just eat my elephants. Yeah, but that's talking about one specific like scenario, right? Nothing else eats elephants. Not sure about France being S tier. No, they're S tier. Want a mega random? Sure. I'll mega random. In regards to balance, Carameta, they should have Horsemen have +1 range armor and Spearmen move fast or have bigger range for low level Civ. Oh no, I disagree. I think Horsemen already do a really good job of killing archers. I don't think you need to give them extra armor. Have you tried Flavius Attendo micro mod? No, I haven't yet. Yeah, I think like if you're looking at like a lower elo thing, like maybe this is a little bit different. Like I hear a lot like in the lower ranks that people like I really struggle against like men at arm ram rushes from like HRE and stuff like that, but that stuff doesn't really fly in like the higher ranks. I think the game is the most balanced it's been. Probably, yeah. There's like I think we're at a stage of the game where there's not one civ that is just like absurdly broken. Like every other patch, there's always been like at least one civ that's been absurdly broken, and like most of the times it was Mongols with a bit of Delhi mixed in there as well, and Rus as well with the fast castle horse archer build.